It's Mindset Monday, and we don't play nice with your excuses here. This is the Bad Influence Podcast, the one they warn you about. I'm Bjordan Banderas, and I'm not here to cuddle you. I'm here to rip the chains off your thinking and hand you the keys to your own damn mind. If you're tired of not controlling your mindset, is stuck replaying the same broke-ass patterns, today's your wake-up call. Let's burn the old script. Let's rebuild your mental game from the ground up. So today, I'm about to hit you with a truth so brutal, you might get offended. It's true. You might get offended after this. Because all I want to say is that you were broke in your head long before your bank account went empty. Listen, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's not true, whatever, like life happens. I get it. But here's the thing. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I have been homeless. Yes, I have been homeless. I have had to start from zero multiple times in my life. So I know that life can hit you unexpectedly, and now that I look back at that experience, I realize that for me, in particularly, poverty doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your words, your habits, your identity. It's not just about what you lack. It's about what you tolerate. Oh, yes. I used to tolerate everything, even if it was bad in my life, like being broke, overspending, all those things. And it's also about your excuses, what you repeat. And if you want freedom, you must stop worshiping the chains. Because you don't rise into wealth with the same mindset that kept you broke. No, you cannot do that. You torch it. You rewrite it. You build your own damn sky. And let's get real. Most of the limits you carry are not even yours. Let's be honest. They were handed down like cursed family heirlooms. Money doesn't grow on trees. Sound familiar? You know what that means? That means scarcity became your religion if you kept repeating that your entire life. You stop asking for more. You stop expecting abundance. You started worshiping struggle because that's what you saw modeled at home. But just because your parents tolerated lack doesn't mean you've got to tattoo it into your legacy. It's true. It is true, because there's a difference between being broke and being poor. Broke, that's a moment. That is just a moment. Like what happens when you say, I'm broke, and then you get paid tomorrow. You're not broke anymore, right? But poverty, that's a mindset for a lot of you, just like it was for me. You can have a paycheck and still be broke in your mind. You can still be planning from fear, is still budgeting from shame, is still making every decision from just in case, right? I used to do this, and I see a lot of people do the exact same thing. That's why I want to talk about that, or about this, because especially right now with everything that is going on, I think it's very important for people to realize that sometimes, based on your situation, poverty can start in your mindset. And when you do all of these things, plan from fear, do this thing in your head where it's just like, I'm going to do this just in case, that's not just strategy. It's not. That's rehearsing loss. You're rehearsing loss every single day. And how many times have you sabotaged growth because comfort felt safer than risk? That's a good question. I know I have done that multiple times in my life, and it cost me a lot. It cost me opportunities. So why is it costing you right now? You didn't choose failure. You choose familiarity. Comfort whispers, at least you're safe right now. Safe from what? From your own damn potential? Safe from becoming unrecognizable in the best way? Comfort is a padded cage. And I want you to understand that because it is true. That's why it was for me. And it can be the same thing for you right now. It can be doing the same thing for you. You just don't realize it because it looks soft. It looks soft and comfortable, but it robs your future. Your bank account doesn't reflect your ability. It reflects your fear. You're not broke because you can't win. No, you're not. You're broke because you're scared of being seen losing. I mean, who wants to be seen losing, right? That's the reason why you don't do stocks. That's why you don't do investments. That's why you don't want to learn more about money, because what if you lose it all? So you play small in private, terrified to fail in public for spectators who wouldn't buy a ticket to your funeral anyway. Think about it. And if you think about it, I want you to see it this way, or think about it this way. Poverty isn't money. No, it's not. Poverty has nothing to do with money. It's the ceiling you build over your own head. Discounting your worth, lowering your rates, calling it being realistic. Have you ever done that? Well, if you have, guess what? That's not humility. That's self-sabotage with good manners. Every time you say, I'll take crumbs, you're teaching life that you're not ready for the full day meal. And while we're here, stop calling wealthy people greedy just to make yourself feel better. A lot of people do that right now. And I used to do this because it's easier to throw shade than to upgrade your mind. And yes, absolutely, there are greedy motherfuckers, but you turn money into a villain while they turn it into a tool. And you can use that tool for good. You can use that tool to do good to others. You can use that tool to help others. But for some reason, a lot of people don't see it that way. Yeah, a lot of people don't see it that way. And here's the twist. You can't attract what you resent. Let me repeat it back. Let me say it again, just in case you missed it. You can't attract what you resent. Think about it. Until you change that story, you keep blocking the very thing you claim to want. Look at your daily habits. Microwaving $1 burritos while binge watching Millionaires, right? I've done it. I'm not ashamed to say it, and I see people do it all the time. I see it at work, microwaving their $1 burritos while watching Netflix on their phone, watching these shows about millionaires, you know, how people became rich, how people changed their lives and everything, telling yourself, I'll save when I make more, working 3 jobs but never learning how to leverage one stream. That's not hustle. That's handcuffs. Your words are your blueprints, and you've been building shacks with the language of struggle. I can't afford that. That's too expensive. I'll always be paycheck to paycheck. I actually have heard people say this, which is interesting to me, because then you wonder why abundance ghosted you when you use phrases like this, right? You've been praying for wealth with the same mouth that curses every single bill. You don't need more prayer. You need new patterns. Who taught you that wanting more was greedy? That's a good question to start. And here's the thing. Are they even successful or just loud? The loudest voices in your head are actually the least qualified to lead your life. Guilt is inherited. They told you contentment was holy, whatever. But contentment without progress, that's poverty with nice manners. And here's the gut punch. If your kids or your future self saw how you handle money right now, would they thank you or resent you? Would they say you broke the cycle? Or would they say you passed it down with a bow? What you're modeling right now isn't just budgeting. It's identity programming. You get to decide if they follow the script or burn it. I'll never forget. I was 31 years old, sitting in my car on a 15-minute lunch break. Engine off, windows cracked, elbows on the wheel like it was the only thing holding me up. This is after my wife got sick. We had already lost pretty much everything. We had to go back to living with my in-laws. We were renting a house. We had 2 cars. We had to downsize from 2 cars to 1 car. We had our own place. Now we're living with other people just so we can have a roof in our heads. And in my hand, a soggy microwave burrito from the gas station, bought with the last $1.09 in my checking account. Didn't even like it, but it was cheap. And by then, broke had become my flavor. In my headphones, a podcast preaching about a different money mindset. I nodded like I was soaking it all up. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about. Probably you have done this. But deep down, I knew the truth. I wasn't applying that damn thing. I was just trying to feel close to success without doing the work to create it. That night, I scrolled. One co-worker bought a house. Another launched a brand. Another was on the 3rd trip of the year, and I felt it. That pressure in my chest. Not jealousy, not hate, but that whisper. You should have done more by now. You're falling behind. You'll never catch up. And many other phrases. All of these phrases started like flooding my mind, right? So what did I do? Same thing I always did. Microwave another burrito. Open social media. Scroll until I forgot. But I didn't forget. I felt like shit. Because part of me knew. I wasn't stuck because I was incapable. I was stuck because I was committed. Yes, I was committed. Even though I didn't know it, I was committed. Committed to the mindset that kept me there. I've had chances. That online course I click out after 10 minutes. That better job I never applied. Said it. I said it. It wasn't the right time. That's one of the things that I used to say. It's not the right time. It's not the right moment. That friend who tried to teach me investing, I laughed her off. The truth? I wasn't broke. I was addicted to thinking like someone who'd always be broke. I made a struggle noble. I made a scarcity holy. And without realizing it, I made poverty my identity. But then one day, I got tired of the taste of excuses. I heard a line that hit me like a brick. You don't rise into wealth with the same mindset that kept you broke. And it snapped something in me. Because I was like, shit, that sounds logical. If I don't know how to budget, if I don't know how to save money, look for deals, all of those things, I'm just wasting money buying expensive shit that sure I may need or I may want, but I'm not saving any money. So I realized I'd been praying for abundance with the mouth of a martyr, cursing every bill, saying I can't afford that like it was a scripture. I was treating money like the villain while secretly begging it to save me. So I made one small move. Yeah, I canceled the burrito. Took that dollar. I asked myself, what do I really want to do that will make me happy? And if I can live comfortably off of it and help people, I would do it. The answer wasn't sexy, but it was real. Do this podcast. So I read, I studied, I started keeping promises to myself, show up for my future self like they actually matter. And little by little, my mindset changed. My language changed. My habits changed. The money came later, but the wealth? It started the second I said, I'm done repeating what broke me. That's the turning point. You don't wait for money to shift before you shift. You shift first. Because poverty doesn't start in your wallet. Again, it doesn't. It starts in your words, in your rituals, in your excuses. Every time you choose comfort over possibility, you're worshiping the same chains choking you. You're not broke because of the burrito. You're broke because you believe the burrito was all you deserve. But now you know. Wealth isn't just dollars. It's the decision to burn the old script and write one that makes you unrecognizable. The burrito? That was survival. Yes, it was. Because you needed something to eat, so you went for the cheapest thing you could afford. But the shift? That was a strategy. And strategy always wins. So burn the script. Write your own. And remember, the choice is yours. And that's it for today. If this hit you in the gut, good. That's your signal to wake the hell up. No more waiting for clarity. Create it. Smash the subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakthrough. Share this with someone who's stuck in their own head, and let's build a world of self-led warriors. This is the Bad Influence Podcast. Until next time, think sharper, live louder, never settle, and have a great day.